Hey everyone, welcome back. Okay, so what we're going to be talking about today is this idea of how to actually see, right? Because I think that in a lot of videos, people just sort of say, okay, draw like this, and then they expect that, people who are watching can just draw like that. And that's not exactly how it works because you have to train your eye in how to see, right? So it'd be similar, like, let's say I was, learning how to play violin. My son takes violin and I've sat in on a couple lessons and I'm listening to the guy teaching and he shows he does it. And then I say, okay, I'm going to try, and I can't do it, right? Because I don't know exactly what he's doing and no one has ever taught me. So what I want to share with you in this video is how to actually cultivate this ability to see things and then be able to draw them on a 2D surface, right? Because all of what drawing is taking, three-dimensional objects a lot of the time, or 2D if you're using a photograph, and then drawing it on a 2D surface. So until you really learn that skill, you're going to struggle because you don't know how to do it. So I'm going to go through a number of different things that you can think about and observe while you're drawing to learn the skill of how to see better. So I'm going to give you 3 tips for this. So the first tip is to do value studies between whatever you're drawing and your drawing. So if you look at the vase right here and you compare it to the vase of the picture I took, which again, I was drawing from life, but I did take a picture just to kind of like be able to go over this with you. So you look at that and you look at the values that are actually in the photograph or whatever you're drawing from life, and you're trying to match up those values. So you're looking for where are the darks, where are the midtones, and where are the lights. So you'll notice that I'm making sure to show some of the shadows. That stem that's under the petals is one of the darkest values. And then I'm also, showing all the midtones and the light values. So anytime you're drawing something, you can look at what are the lightest values and just step back from it and actually observe where are the lightest values, where are your midtones, and where are your darks. And that will help you kind of get well on your way to being able to see things accurately. So if you'll notice here, I'm adding some of those highlights because with the gray values, I can't quite get those values, but that's the nice thing about using a gray piece of paper is I can pull out those really light values at the very end of the drawing. The second thing you can do, now this works well if you're using a photograph, is you can actually flip your drawing and the photograph upside down and draw upside down. I know that sounds really weird, but you'll see things when it's upside down. You'll start to just notice details that you might not notice when it's right side up. So try that. And now the last thing that I suggest trying to do is to step back from your drawing, like a few feet back, and look at it in relationship to whatever you're drawing. You'll start to notice things that when you're kind of in the midst of it and you're sort of like sitting close to whatever you're drawing, you sometimes don't see. And that's kind of like, not being able to see the forest for the trees. You want to step back from it. Artists do this all the time, right? To kind of like just get a sense of the whole. So what I say a lot of times with drawing is, yeah, you want to get the details. The details are, imperative to having a good drawing, especially in a drawing like a flower or rose, where, the petals and all those details are going to be really critical. But you also don't want to sacrifice all the details for the big picture. So make sure that you're stepping back from your picture, from your drawing, and you'll notice things like, oh, this part here needs to be a little bit lighter. This other part needs to be a little bit darker. So try those things. If you haven't already subscribed, please hit the subscribe button and I will see you next time.